all right, officer. I'm just waiting for a friend. It's an appointment we made here 20 years ago. Sounds a little suspicious, huh? Well, I could explain if you like, so you can be certain it's all straight.
Go ahead.
That many years ago, there used to be a restaurant here. Fred and Simon's place?
Yeah, until 5 years ago. It got torn down.
"20 years ago tonight, I dined here with Jimmy, my best friend and the finest man in the world. He and I were raised together just like brothers. At the time, I was 18 and Jimmy was 20. The morning after our dinner here, we had a flight to Europe. Started my future to make a fortune. Jimmy would have never let me see. He thought this was the only place on earth. Well, we agreed that night that exactly 20 years from that date and time, we'd meet here, no matter what our conditions might be or from what distance we'd have to come. We figured that in 20 years, each of us had to have their destinies worked out and fortunes made.
Sounds pretty interesting. It's a very long time between meets, though. Haven't you heard from your friend since you left?
Yes, for a time we emailed, but after a year or two, we lost track. You see, Europe is a pretty big proposition, and I kept hustling and working around there pretty lively. But I know Jimmy will show. He always was the truest, most loyal fellow in the world. He'll never forget. 1,000 miles to stand next to his door tonight, and it's worth it if my old partner turns up. 3 to 10. It was exactly 10 o'clock when I partied here at the restaurant
Did
door.
pretty well for yourself in the old country, didn't you?
You bet. I hope Jimmy has done half as well. He's kind of a laborer. As good of a fellow as he was, I've had to compete with some of the sharpest wits out there. The man gets into a certain groove living in the city. Take the wild world to put a razor edge on him.
All right. I'll be on my way then. Hope your friend shows up. You gonna call time on him sharp?
No, I'll give him half an hour at least. Jimmy's alive on Earth. He'll be here by then. So long, officer.
Good night, sir.
Is that you, Jimmy Wells?
Is that you, Rich? Bless my heart. It's you, Rich. Sure as fate. I knew you'd be here as long as you were still in existence. Well. 20 years. It's been a while. The old resto's gone, Rich.
Sure is.
I wish they hadn't closed down. I would have loved to share another meal there with you. How's the world treat you, old man?
Buddy, it's given me everything I asked it for. How about you, Jim? Changed lots. Never thought you were so tall. Taller by 2 or 3 inches.
I grew a bit in my mid-20s.
So, how's the city treating you?
Moderately. I have a position in one of the city's departments. Come on, Rich. We'll go to a place I know of. Have a good long talk about old times. What do you say?
Lead the way, old friend. All started in France. You must understand, the people there are crude, arrogant, and rude, but beautiful in every humanly way possible, especially the women. I was still walking the streets of Paris, practicing my French with a lovely lady. She was the one letting me stay in her bed for a few nights. You're not Jimmy Wells. 20 years a long time, but how long enough to change a man's nose from pig to a pug?
There's enough time to change a good man into a bad one. You're under arrest, Silky Bob. Jeremy sent us his top 10 most wanted list just this morning. Going quietly, are we? Sensible. Now, before we go to the station, I was asked to hand you this note. You may read it here at the bench. It's from Deputy Chief Wells.
I was at the appointed place on time. When you struck the match to light your cigarette, I didn't want to believe it, but I saw it was the face of the man wanted in Germany. Somehow, I couldn't do it myself. So, I went around the corner, and I got a rookie to do the job. Your late brother, Jimmy.